Alright, the fly I'm going to tie for you now is called a Ray Charles fly. I've heard it called that for a couple different reasons. Well, first of all, I'm going to start out with some olive thread. Just putting some olive thread on the hook to get it started. Wrap it towards the back. We're going to put a little ball on the back here. If you see me tie on my other videos, you saw me tying tails on. I like to splay the tail feathers out. I'll tie a ball at the back to splay them out, and the way I'll do that is I'll place my finger there and I'll wrap my line right up tight to my finger, and it will create a little ball there. It'll be easier way to make that ball. Okay, then we're going to take a piece of olive pheasant tail. Now you can see here I have half my pheasant tail cut off, but we're just going to take about 4 or 5 fibers out of this. We're going to cut 4 or 5 fibers off of this. Like I was saying, I've heard this called the Ray Charles fly for a couple different reasons. One is it's such a good fly that fish can't miss it, and fish love to bite it. The other one is it's such a good fly that even a blind man could catch a fish on it. So whatever you like to take out of that. Gonna get the tail, the pheasant fibers lined up straight as you can here. We're going to lay them on top. Now you don't want a real big tail here. Just lay it on top. I like to lay it down where, see where I like it there. Then I'll switch hands and I'll, like always, loose loop, line things up, pull it down tight to get it where you want it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to keep wrapping and keep this on the top, but we're going to keep wrapping it back towards that ball we created, which is going to splay those fibers out. As you can see there, that when it hits that ball, the fibers all lay together. When it hits that ball, they all just pop out like that. I'm sorry about the camera there, but once you get that down to where you want it, I'm just going to wrap this back up, pull these pheasant tail fibers off. There's very few material to this fly. That's another good thing about it. Next thing we're going to use is an ostrich plume, which isn't going to show up here real well. Let me back it out for you. It's just an ostrich plume. You know, you can get it at your fly shop. The one we're tying here is olive. You can tie this in any color you want, really. I like to fish a lot of olives in my area, so I fish a lot of green colored patterns. This would work real well if you did like a tan. It would match a scud pattern. If you have a lot of scud in your area, I would go for it with a tan color or a brown. You're going to take about 3, just all you need is 3 of these ostrich, if I said peacock earlier, sorry, ostrich herl. And we're going to tie them down on top, and I'm going to tie them butt end in first. And then wrap it back to the bend there. Okay, and the last piece that we need is, what I use is, no, it's not coming in, hollow tinsel. This is medium gold. You could go large on this, would be fine. If you have large instead of a medium, go with the large. The medium is a hair small, but it gets the job done. What we're going to do is we're going to lay this down, the gold side, we're going to lay it down on top of the hook, tie it down, and take it back to the bend of the hook. And then we're going to wrap our string to the front. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is take this ostrich herl, and you can twist it up a little bit if you want. You could twist it around your line like you do a peacock herl. That would be fine. The only problem with that, I think, is you'll see when this is done how this herl stands up really nicely on the hook. I think if you wrapped it around your line to make it stronger, it would take the fullness out of the fly. So you just want to take these 3 strands, try to keep them together, We're going to wrap it up to the front. One more. We're going to tie it off. You know, this is also, I could see this working real well as like a crest bug imitation. Okay, once you get a couple nice good tight wraps there, we're going to cut this off. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our tinsel. You can see how nice and full that is. I think if you would have wrapped that around your string, it would have tied some of those fibers down and wouldn't have stood up as nice. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our gold tinsel and we're going to lay it right down over the top. I'm going to try to get it as centered as we can and even things out there. Then I'll take my finger and I'll hold it down right on top of the shank there so it doesn't spin. And we're going to tie this down tight. Try to make it as centered as possible. And make a couple nice loops there. You might even want to make sure you get it, pull it back and cut it off. Pull them fibers back, get this tied off and whip finish it. And that's all that's to this fly. It's a very simple one to tie, very effective fly. This has been around for a long time. We kind of picked it up from a friend of ours up on Kettle Creek. He loves to use this fly. I haven't fished it a whole lot, just a little bit, but it works real well. Trim this up just a hair. And there you see the fly. You can see the gold ribbing down the back there. How you want that to lay right down the middle, and it'll lay it down on both sides real nice there for you. And that's a very simple fly, very effective pattern. Hope you liked it. And remember, anything you've seen on this video you can buy from us at holsingersflyshop.com. Don't forget to check us out for all your fly tying needs.